Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of God's Table Podcast, where everyone has a seat. Today at the table, we are talking about ages and stages. But what I would really like to talk about is aging gracefully. I just think that when I have an 18-year-old trying to sell me eye cream, right?
Yeah. Right.
Is that something that is a reality? Am I really going to want to buy anything from somebody that isn't the reality in this situation?
Mm-hmm.
You know, in 2025, we have 1 billion women in menopause. So we are getting older. I know that the 18-year-old inside of me is wondering what the heck happened, but you know, I still feel 18. How about you guys?
Yeah, my pet peeve truly is, because I've been in the beauty space for many years, I don't understand how the advertisers have 20-year-olds selling us wrinkle cream and lift and erase.
Yeah.
I get upset with that.
Yeah, I don't understand why they think that that's the target audience.
Right.
18 to 32, when we're the ones with the cash.
Yeah.
actually.
We can afford to buy the creams.
I mean, when they put Isabella Rossellini back in the Lancome
so
ads,
great.
I'm like, thank you.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Golden Bachelor and Golden Bachelorette, they're
Mhm.
finding finally that there's an audience for these things.
Yeah.
That audience stays home and watches.
Yeah.
too.
Yes.
And
Exactly.
finally they're realizing the simplicity of that there's an audience that they've left out. Well, it's the same, according to what you're saying, Tracey, with who's selling products.
Right, exactly.
Mhm.
I feel lucky to be in a medium daytime television where they actually honor the strong older woman.
Yes.
My issue is, do we really need to be shot in HD with overhead
exactly.
lighting?
Please. You know, my whole career has been based on that. I mean, I've been in the health, wellness, and food space since I was 20 years old. I'm 54. It has been my whole lifetime work and joy to bring health, wellness, and longevity to people, but also not being afraid to take off the stigma of Botox filler, plastic surgery, facelifts. Like, who cares? Do what you want to do. Everyone should do what makes them feel better, because we need to have our inner confidence. And so whatever is making you feel confident and better, then do that and don't judge the others. But it definitely shifts as we get older. I mean, for me, I was like, oh, I'm kind of nervous to do Botox or plastic surgery. Am I going to be judged? And then I got to a point where I was like, I want it, I need it, I'm doing it. And then I have my dearest friend, and I could say her name, Marilee Kazak. She won't even do Botox. She refuses. We're the same age. And you know what? I love that about her. She's confident in her own skin. So we're just different.
And she feels beautiful the way she is.
Yes, and she
that's
is.
the most important.
Yes.
We have a girl on our show, Susan Walters, who had been off the canvas for a while. And so to get other jobs, she had let her hair go gray, and she was doing great work, you know, playing grandmas, and she's such a talented actress. She's so beautiful.
Yeah.
She came back to the show, and she just told me the story the other day where the audience went nuts
About
her,
for the gray
bad,
or the bad.
No, the bad, that she has this little shock of gray.
They didn't
and
like the
they
gray.
didn't like it. And yet, if we post a picture, there's always going to be the one person who says, oh, well, all the Botox and the blah, blah.
No wonder you
So,
look.
right. So I'm like, can we pick a side? Is
Right.
there a way to age
Right.
gracefully and still feel good inside and out? I mean, I know, I'm fighting it. I'm holding on by my fingernails, you know, and I do want to do all the health things that make me feel
and we
good
do.
on the inside. I like to do things on the outside, you know, to make me feel good as well. So is there anything wrong with that?
Anything wrong with trying to be the best we can be?
Yes. I'm not trying to
Nothing.
be 20.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to be the
best we can be.
Yes.
No.
Right.
And you know, Dyan, I think about you a lot because your spirit is ageless, completely ageless. And I'm, you know, I wonder, like, I know we say happiness is an inside job. I know that when people are so happy, their face changes, everything changes about them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But your
But-
spirit,
Have you ever known anybody that was really beautiful and really good looking, and after you got to know them, you didn't like the way they looked anymore?
Right.
Have you ever had that
Exactly.
happen?
Yes,
Yeah, that
absolutely. It does change. You know, when I met you, I was so struck by your beauty, but it's your kindness from inside. Your beauty just gets tenfold.
10 more.
Yes.
That is so sweet. You know what? I'm going to attribute that to God, because without God, I don't think I'd be a nice person. I don't think I would have in my life what I have. Because of him, my daily conversation with him, he's always reminding me, take care of others, pray for this person, go help that person, go make a difference, take care of your husband, even if you're not having the greatest moment with each other, always just be kind. And I think that beauty too truly is from within, but without God, I wouldn't have it, I don't think.
Well, can I just shift it a little bit to a takeaway for
I
someone
love
that?
that.
Yeah,
I
love that.
So here's the thing. We all agree. It's kindness, it's love, it's God's spirit, it's Holy Spirit. But to just have some tangible things that we actually have access to some of the top makeup artists, the top workout people, the top nutritionists. And we are very fortunate to have that.
Right.
And what we can do here at God's table, where everyone has a seat, is share that with you.
Right.
And so if there are women that are saying, oh yeah, easy for you, you've been a movie star forever, it must be so. Well, we work at it, and you can too.
Yeah.
And here's all the simple things that you can implement.
And you know how she does nothing? I do everything. I'm the one who's like the mad scientist at night in my bathroom, trying all different things. I work with different doctors,
Yes.
On anti-aging, peptides. I am a huge proponent in really taking care on the inside. Not that you're not. I just try it differently. I just do it differently. And
Well,
we all
whatever
do it
you're
differently.
doing, it's working, girlfriend.
Well,
Because you
God
look
love
the
you.
same.
Thank you.
You look the same as the day I met you all those years ago.
Wow.
You really do.
Thank you.
You really do.
She's gorgeous.
But
Well,
she
I
works
appreciate
at it. And that's what I
She
think
does.
is important. It isn't like
You're
she
right.
just wakes
Thank
up in
you.
the morning and is
Well,
like, I'm
she's up at
fabulous.
5 a.m. to go ride her horse in the rain. And I'm thinking, I would be stay inside and do my treadmill. Like, she is out there. You are up at 5 a.m. taking care of yourself. That's a great exercise.
My
And I think
housekeeper,
exercise
who
is
has
key.
3 children in a 1-bedroom apartment, gets up at 4 a.m. with her girlfriend and they climb the Malibu Mountain.
That's amazing.
There's always a way to do it
It's
if you
free.
want to do it.
If you want it.
Walking is actually
Very
the
good.
best.
I know.
And I love to listen to a podcast.
Oh, which one is it?
Oh.
That bag around.
Wink, wink.
But if I'm to talk about my favorite ages and stages, my 20s when I started having babies and the magic moments in the middle of the night with them and being with them. I was a stepmother from the time I was 22 years old. Met my husband at 22, got married at 24, had my first baby at 27, second at 31, all while working 4 to 5 days a week. I did not have night nurses or any of that, so I was learning 20 to 40 pages of dialogue every night while feeding babies all night long. But they're
beautiful young and restless.
I
It's been
know.
on for how many years?
42. They're going to have to rename the show The Young and the Rust of Us.
If I could think away that my favorite look, it would probably be in my mid-20s. But if I had to choose from all of it, I would say I'm happier now than I've ever been. And I'm single. Ready
We know
to
you'd like to
mingle.
change that.
Yeah. So call 007.
Yes,
Yes,
right.
that's
We
what she
decided
said.
that was the code
Yes.
for you.
What I wanted to tell you, I mentioned that I'd love a man to look at me the way I saw Tim, her husband, look at Kym.
Yeah.
I got a look last night from my puppy, and that was enough.
Oh, they're the best
That was
puppy.
enough.
Yes.
That was enough.
I
The way
just
that
said
puppy
that.
looked at me.
Oh,
I know what I'm saying.
I just told Kym, I said, look, I told my kids it might be the Chihuahua and me for the win. How long?
That's so wrong.
Those dogs give
I
so
love
much
that.
love.
She's the best spooner of all time. Absolutely. What about you, Kym?
So I'm going to jump on what you said, and it's definitely right now, but I want to say why. And that's that I'm 65 years old. And, I think we can buy into the narrative that, after, what were we told? Like after 35, women have as much chance of getting married as they do getting hit with a lightning bolt.
Or eaten by a shark. Something
Yeah,
insane.
there's
Oh,
some-
Goodness.
Yeah, so that went through all the magazines and all the news
Right.
shows, and it really made an impact, I think, in so many young women's heads. And we buy into that.
They start to buy it.
Yeah. And then now there's all this stuff about menopause. It's like, you're really not going to have passion anymore in your life. Everything in your body like changes and shifts, and it's not, and don't and do, and it's never, and you're not. And I want to tell you, 65, husband passed away 3.5 years ago that I was married to for 37 years, found a new love, just got married. Do not believe what they tell you.
Right.
I have never, ever experienced this level of passion for another.
Whoa, okay. I'll take it.
I'll take it. I think that is so encouraging. So ladies and men, don't buy into that at a certain age, it all stops and quits and doesn't.
I needed to hear that.
Yeah.
I love that. What about you, Christine?
I love this topic, and I thought about it a lot. And I thought, in my 20s, I was really struggling for healing because I came out of such a rough, different kind of upbringing. And then my 30s, I was striving for my career and published 4 books and did the TV thing. And then and I went through a divorce, which was difficult, and then met my amazing husband, married in my 40s. And I thought, oh, this will be a great decade, but it was a tough decade. I did IVF many times with no result. And that was just a really tough decade. It was the first 10 years of the marriage with Jonathan.
Does that
and
mean
I.
trying to have a baby?
Yeah, we tried and it didn't work. And so I thought, when I first married John, I thought my life changed so dramatically for the better in great ways, got the man of my dreams, but then I just really struggled with so many things. And then as I got closer to 50 and I noticed all these changes in my body, like I was forgetting things. I'm an avid tennis player and I couldn't even hit the tennis ball sometimes. I'm like, what's going on? And I went and saw my doctor and realized I have all these hormone imbalances. And then I was getting closer to 50. I kept dreading 50. I was like, oh, I don't want to do 50. And I hated getting close to 50. And then I turned 50 and I tore the meniscus in my knee twice and I had all these things go wrong. I couldn't walk for that first year. I was hobbling. I was on crutches for a year and I was depressed and I hated being 50. And that's when I really got on my knees. I was like, what is my purpose? I don't have children. We are vacationing a lot, but it's just a bunch of frivolous, whatever. And what is my purpose? And then he said, start making a video of every one of your recipes, get back in the kitchen. Wow. And that really is my passion. And I got back in the kitchen, started doing all my little social media cooking, reconnected with some amazing friends. And now, every day I wake up and I thank God for my age. I thank God for this stage in my life. And I was dreading it because we have a purpose for every season. So every stage of your life, there is a purpose that is a God-given purpose. And if you seek that, you will wake up every day with so much joy, hope, and excitement to just follow through on that.
Interesting. That's very interesting.
What about you?
I have to say now, not only because I have extraordinary friends in my life, I'm still working in something that I'm so passionate about, not only this amazing podcast, but I'm still on Young and Restless, but my relationship with my adult children is so special and extraordinary. And it's as juicy as when they were like little
I love that. It's something very important here because you just hit on it, Tracey.
We associate a certain behavior with a certain age. Like, for instance, the terrible twos.
I never called those things.
But I'm saying the beliefs in the world are those that we adhere to. Those beliefs about what happens to you when you're 40 hit you subconsciously. So when you got to be 40, you said, well, wait a minute, everything's okay.
Yeah.
So it's what we buy into. Question everything.
Good.
Question everything. Don't just accept it as truth. All the rest of it changes every day. Today, this food will be good for you. Tomorrow, it'll kill you.
Right.
And when you're this age, this happens. And when you're this age, that happens. And some people fall for that. They just buy it in and believe it. I just said to Kym's husband, you look 10 years younger. What have you been up to? And he turned red. Because they've only been married 2 weeks. Yeah. But I pegged him innocent.
Yeah.
And he's a man who's 70 years old?
Yeah, just turned 70.
He's innocent.
Yep.
You don't usually peg a man in his 60s or 70s innocent. So we have to watch out what we're buying into, guys.
Absolutely.
I
Yeah.
really
Question
love
and
that.
I
agree more.
And I think you're right. You know, they were all 40 isn't fatal.
Yes.
Right.
Well, that's kind of a
Yeah.
negative term.
Right.
Oh, 40 is supposed to be fatal?
Right.
And then I look back at pictures of me at 40 and
It
I'm like,
looked amazing.
Right.
well, it's so young.
Yeah.
It is so
I don't
young.
think these young kids realize how young 40
It really
is.
is.
Right.
It's amazing.
Yep.
So if you girls could go back to any
Mhm.
age or stage, what would that be? And would you do it differently?
I don't know.
I
Let
know
me
it's a
think.
hard question.
It is.
So
isn't
just
it?
take the what stage or age did you like best? How's that?
Right here, right now. I have to say right here, right now, I have to. There have been so many high moments to my life, and there have been some low moments, and there's been mountains and valleys. And what I'm learning is that don't waste now by thinking then is going to be better. Right?
Right.
So
Yeah.
I don't want somebody out there who's going through a hard time thinking this is it and that's going to be it for me. And because all you have to do is take a hold of that blessing and make right now the happiest time of your life. Right here, right now. Don't think that then it's going to be better because who knows about then? How about right now? And let's make that the happiest time we've ever had now.
Yeah.
So, just to kind of tie it into our theme about God's table, I would say I went astray many times with my walk with God. I got in my 20s, I'm going to be that anchor woman and I'm going to get there and no matter what. And that was my goal and that was what I worshiped. That was my idol to be Barbara Walters.
Oh, that's good.
Diane.
Idol. That's
Yeah.
so good.
Diane Sawyer or Jessica Savage. And then in my 30s, it was to have the baby and have that perfect family. And I've got Jerry and I've got Hunter and now we have to be, and and then as I got older and when I went through cancer and then when I got to where I am right now, I think the closer I get to God, the happier
Yes.
I get.
Yes.
I've tried myself to make all those things work and they never work if it's not meant to be. So the happiest time is when I have communion with him.
I love that.
A relationship.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a true relationship.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Christine?
I would say for sure my happiest stage is now, but it was a long road to get here and to be grateful for here. I remember in my 20s, I wrote in my journal 4 things I asked God. I said to be married to a man who loves me like my grandfather loved my grandmother. And
he does.
I wrote that in my 20s. And then I the other thing is to build orphanages and wells in third world countries. I did see a video of children in Haiti drinking muddy water and they were getting cholera and going blind. I just thought, God, if you could ever use me to make a difference in that. And so I wrote that in my journal. I was like 26 or 27 years old. And now at this point in my life, my husband and I have been able to do so much philanthropically around the world, lots of different things, wells, projects, schools, all kinds of things, and feeling good about myself at this stage. I'd never thought in a million years I would say, I feel good about myself and I'm really grateful for this stage. And even like trying to have children and not being able to do that. I didn't think I'd ever say I'd be happy at this stage in my life without certain things that I wanted and with certain things that I wanted. But it's because of my faith in that relationship.
Yeah.
I love this segment because it made me look back at all the different decades and I was like, wow, thank you. I'm in a good place, really am. And I'm so very grateful for that.
What about you, my love?
Yeah.
In my 20s, I had so much confidence. I would, sing in front of anybody. I would go speak in front of anybody. And I lost it. Somewhere along the way, I lost that. And it's taken me all these decades to feel like I have that confidence back. I still won't sing in front of anybody, but that's a whole other segment.
But you got back to
But
it.
I got back to it. And this stage now, I think, again, it's my connection with God too. I feel like it's been renewed. I never lost it,
No.
but there was something about this renewal and going to prayer circle and coming back to my faith. Like sometimes I just get these amazing
Purpose.
adrenaline rushes of happiness.
I don't know something out there. It's inside you.
That I think has really, really helped me. Is there any advice that you would give yourself or someone else that you've learned along the way?
It's inside. It's inside. And it'll never leave you. It will never leave you. It's always there, right, girls? It's true. Absolutely.
What my advice to anyone watching is never let your past dictate your future. You can be happy and stable and just grateful for the moment, even if it's not perfect. And I think gratitude moves us into that next stage. If we can just be grateful with the little, we'll be better stewards of even more. Today is a new beginning. Be grateful for the breath of life that you have and ask God, or whatever you want to call the life force that created us, for what is your purpose for this season going forward. And I really do believe, the word of God says we have not because we ask not. All you have to do is ask, like Dyan said, and you will hear it. Something will come, I promise you. And if you don't hear it, keep asking. I had to ask for about 2 years and then I got a flood of info. So it's not like a fast, quick fix either. That's what I would say.
You nailed it, Christine. And just the other day, I got so upset about something, and you nailed the word gratitude. And I didn't know what to do. And I saw my doggy's dish. And I said, I'm so grateful that my dogs have water. And that led me into gratitude slowly.
Yeah.
Sweetheart.
The advice that I would give to myself and to others is, to whom much is given, much is required. And I feel like we've all been given a lot. I thought that fame and fortune and becoming a news anchor and being in Hollywood would bring, that's what we're told. If you watch Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous, that's what makes you happy. If you watch Beverly Hills Real Housewives, you're going to be happy if you get this stuff or bigger diamonds or whatever. And I think we all can say, we all know people that have everything and don't have happiness. So I would say, to younger Kym, don't chase after that stuff. And again, question everything. Don't believe what they tell you is
Question
happiness.
everything.
Yeah. We never really know what other people are going through. And I have to remember, just because it looks one way doesn't mean that that's what it really is.
Yeah.
And we just have to remember that and not compare and have gratitude and empathy for everyone, because we don't know what they're going through.
Yeah.
So true.
Well, I'm so glad we tuned into God's Table.
Yeah.
Thank you all for watching us today, and we will see you on the next episode of God's Table, where everyone has a seat.
Yay. Bye.
Make sure to tune in each Wednesday for new episodes of God's Table Hollywood, where everybody has a seat.
For a mile side.